welcome you to the 2021 Student of the Year Awards Ceremony. We're here to honor 7 remarkable students. Their accomplishments are impressive in any circumstance, but this has not been like any other year. The pandemic has changed virtually everything around us, and these students did more than persevere. They managed to rise above their challenges, and they managed to rise above the challenges they faced and excel. As you will hear, they not only pursued their studies with focus and excellence, they played key roles in supporting their fellow students, and they engaged thoughtfully and meaningfully in their communities. Each of them is truly an inspiration. The common thread woven in each of their stories is determination. Some started out a bit uncertain. They weren't really sure they could succeed. I've heard that so many times from students. One former student told me she registered 4 times for class before she mustered the courage to sit in her first college class. Her courage paid off. Like the students here today, she became a student of the year. You know, I had the opportunity to introduce her to my wife, and she told my wife, "I'm going all the way. I'm going to get my PhD." Well, today she's working on her bachelor's degree. So she's on her path. That happens time and time again. It's understandable to start out a little uncertain. That's why we're so committed to helping and supporting our students. We know they can do it. Today, we're honoring 7 remarkable students who have adapted to the singularly bizarre and challenging year. And you know what? They're finishing strong. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I've not seen their remarks, but I'm willing to bet many of them will discuss the people who supported them, family and friends who encouraged them and brought them strength at moments of weakness. Part of the learning journey is realizing that we all have our moments, that together we can succeed. Many are likely to talk about faculty and staff who have worked with them, pushed them, and supported them every step of the way. The faculty and staff at our colleges are known for welcoming them, encouraging them, providing supportive learning environments. They introduce them to new options and opportunities, and they give them the tools they need to discover what they're capable of. These students and others like them rise above their challenges and pursue their dreams. You'll hear a story just like that in a few minutes. Janna Lapoint will tell you about her husband, John. Similar in many ways to the students we honor today, John Lapoint's story is a journey of perseverance. So to you, our students of the year, let me say that we are so honored to be part of your extraordinary journey. Please join me in welcoming these 7 remarkable students of the year. We have Andrea Atkinson from Southern Maine Community College, Jennifer May Hodgins from Eastern Maine Community College, Adrian Hoyt from Kennebec Valley Community College, and Darcy Marie Lentz from York County Community College. Caleb Michael Mcmatus from Northern Maine Community College, Sarah Pierce from Central Maine Community College, and Jessica Stevens from Washington County Community College. You'll hear more about these remarkable students in a minute. And you'll hear that from the mentors who know them best. Right now, I want to take a minute and thank the members of the Board of Trustees who are with us today. Each of them is really truly dedicated to the success of our colleges and through the colleges to the success of our students. Trustees, we are grateful for your support and guidance. Thank you very much. We're also honored to have a message from Governor Janet Mills. Governor Mills is a real champion of our state's young people. The governor values education and is a true friend of the community colleges. And the governor sent this video to share with all of you.
Hello, this is Governor Janet Mills. I'm honored to join all of you to celebrate and congratulate Maine Community College System's 7 Students of the Year. What a year it's been, especially for students attending college during a global pandemic. Despite the challenging times and circumstances, you have created new ways to keep your classmates engaged, to ensure that everyone can continue to learn this year. Looking out for each other is what Maine people do, and I'm so proud of you for embodying the best of our character. I'm also excited to see that so many of you are committed to pursuing interesting and important careers right here in Maine after you graduate. We need your skills to create a stronger state. As the daughter of a longtime public school teacher, I would also like to personally thank the aspiring teachers among you. This last year has proven definitely that what we all knew to be true, and that is that our teachers are a critical part of our communities and our growth. We need good teachers now more than ever before. You are an inspiration, not only to the students around you, but to all of us working to create a better Maine. We will need people like you to lend your passion and talents and creativity to make that brighter future a reality. I wish you all well, and I look forward to seeing what you do in the coming years. Congratulations.
Thank you, Governor Mills. Like I said, a true friend of the community college and really honors and respects our students. Now, I also want to thank the legislators who are here with us. Students and guests, you should know how valued you are by both the governor and our legislators. They're constantly looking for ways to support student success, and they remind us how important our students are to their communities, and in turn, how important our colleges are to the whole state. Community colleges offer opportunity to people who are trying to improve their lives. In turn, our students and the graduates play a deep role, an important role in the communities. They find meaningful work, they build ties to family and friends, and they give back to their communities. Take a minute to think about these interconnected relationships. Our students engage with the colleges. Our colleges connect to their communities and connect those communities to the entire educational spectrum, K-12, CTEs, adult eds, and our universities. Through the system, we support the growth and development of our state. You find that integration in system leadership. Let me talk to you about Bill Cassidy. He's the chair of the Board of Trustees. Now, he's also a former president of one of our colleges, Washington County Community College. Before that, he worked at the system office on statewide initiatives. Before that, he worked in the Department of Education as a deputy commissioner. And way before that, he graduated from one of our colleges. Notably, he went on to earn his doctoral degree. You may sense there's a theme here. But just to put an exclamation point on this theme of interconnected commitment, his wife, Sue, is a former faculty member at York County Community College. It's my privilege to introduce Bill Cassidy, chair of the Board of Trustees, and a person who has dedicated his life's work to educating Maine people. Bill?
Thank you, President Degler, and good afternoon to everyone joining us today in this fantastic day. On behalf of my colleagues on the Board of Trustees, I want to welcome you to the 31st Annual Student of the Year Awards ceremony. We hold this event every April, and it's a real joy to see what these students have accomplished. It's a day that reminds us that we have reasons to take great pride in our students and our colleges. That is particularly true this year, which has been a challenge, to say the least, for all of us. Although I wish we could have gathered in person, I am grateful that you joined us here today to recognize these outstanding students. While all of our students work hard, these students stand out in important ways. They have been an inspiration and support to their instructors, their peers, and the community. They have made us a better institution as a whole. I have no doubt, as was said by President Degler, we will hear more about these students in the coming years as they go forward to pursue their hopes and dreams. We wish them well in all their future endeavors. I also want to give a special thanks, as was said by President Degler as well, to the many people who've supported them in their journey. It would not be possible for them to have achieved what they have done without the support of their family, their friends, and the dedicated faculty and staff of our colleges. And make no mistake, they are dedicated to our students' success, each and every one of them. We honor and thank you as well. I also want to offer a special thanks to the Lapoint family, a special thanks for their support of this recognition ceremony over many, many years. And we do greatly appreciate their commitment to our institution in many ways. Thank you very much. Congratulations to the students of the year. Good day.
Thank you, Bill. You know, today is about honoring our students, but it's also about giving thanks. So again, we appreciate it. Now to the part of the day that we've been waiting for. In addition to being recognized as a student of the year, each of our students will also receive the John and Janna Lapoint Leadership Award, which carries with it a check for $1,000. Now, how about that? Bragging rights and cash. Members of the Lapoint family are with us today, and we want to thank them for generously supporting this leadership award. The award is in honor of John and Janna Lapoint, both of whom made significant contributions to our community colleges. And they make contributions even to this day to the students we serve. Janna is deeply committed to students at the community colleges and to the power of education. She understands how it changes people's lives. Janna became a trustee following the loss of her husband, John, who was a member of the Board of Trustees at the time of his death in 1995. John's story, which Janna will share, is a reminder to each of us on what we can accomplish with vision, hard work, the support of our family and our communities. So Janna, thank you, and to your family for your ongoing support.
Thank you, President Daigle. It is an honor for the Lapointe family to present the John and Janna Lapointe Student of the Year Awards. I'm grateful that this award is provided now by our four children, Orly Bush, Michelle Bezak, John and Alan Lapointe. As we begin today, we are reminded that this is the highest award presented by the colleges and also represents a second year under COVID via Zoom. The plus for me is that many of my families from out of state are able to watch, but the real downside is that I cannot shake your hand with congratulations, give you a hug, or hand you a tissue if needed. Maybe I'll need one. I know you have all received your fancy box that included your medallion, a check for $1,000 for all your accomplishments, a recognition plaque with a short story about John and I, and a lovely assortment of Stonewall Kitchen products. Today, you will learn these students represent, as you have heard already, the very best in our colleges. You are well educated and have demonstrated in many ways your commitment to your college, your community, and your families. John and I were both the benefactors of two-year colleges, although we each took different paths before those final four-year degrees were ever awarded. John's story is not unlike many of our students being honored today. As you have heard, he proudly served as a trustee of the Maine vocational colleges until his untimely death in 1995. And I would go on to serve for 10 years. During my tenure in 2003 as chair, we would officially become the Community Colleges of Maine. May I share his story? John was the oldest of 5 children. His family was on welfare until he was 12 years old. Due to an illness in high school, he wanted to repeat his senior year, but the school refused, and he graduated in 1954, 5th from the bottom of a class of 500 students at Lowell High School in Massachusetts. For John, there would be many life-changing events. Not being accepted to college of his choice forced him to go to work in a leather factory in Lowell, Massachusetts, for the starting salary back then of 75 cents an hour. In early April of that year, he went to his boss and asked for a raise to $1 an hour. The boss replied, "John, if I give you a raise, you will stay here forever, and you deserve more than this." With that, he applied and was accepted to Dean Academy in Franklin, Massachusetts. With a great deal of scholarship aid and 2 part-time jobs, one working daily in the cafeteria and the other handing out weekly clean linens to the student body. He also sent one of those paychecks back to his mother to help with the family. During those years, he played football, baseball, was president of the student government, and graduated in May of 1958 with high honors, and was also the recipient of the Edward Leslie Grant Award for Academic Excellence and Baseball Achievement. His first and only job from college was with GAF Corporation, where he rose to be vice president of manufacturing. He made a decision that if he wanted to reach the very top levels of management, he would need to complete a 4-year degree. So he found a weekend college in New York. Actually, at the time, Marymount College was an all-girls college, but offered a weekend college, which was for both men and women. He went once a month, Friday night, all day Saturday and Sunday for 2 years. He received his degree and ironically learned only a few months later that the division he headed up was being sold, and the new owners were not going to offer him a position since they were financially top-heavy with management. After interviewing with several other filter companies and not being satisfied with their offers, he decided he could make the filtration products as well as GAF. During his time at GAF, he had to cross a picket line and worked for many months in the factory where he learned the manufacturing process. He would come home at night telling me how many widgets he had punched out that day, which at that time meant absolutely nothing to me. His years in sales and marketing taught him the other necessary parts of the business, which gave him the confidence to go out on his own. So with my help as a teacher and good health benefits from my job for the family, John went out on his own and never looked back. Let me assure you, it was not all a bed of roses. 2 years later and 2 days before Christmas, we were to bring the business from Agawam, Massachusetts to New Haven, Connecticut. And at the age of 45, he had a heart attack. I immediately took a leave of absence from my teaching position at New Canaan High School, and his oldest son, John, left college to keep the business going until his dad could return. Another turning point came when in the mid-'80s, we felt the climate in Connecticut was no longer favorable for manufacturing businesses. After searching in many possible states for relocation, and with the encouragement from Governor John McKernan urging us to come to Maine, we brought the company here in 1989. I'm going to just preface something with that. John received a phone call from Governor McKernan, and the governor, as I said, was encouraging him to come to Maine. And when he hung up the phone, he looked at me and he said, "Janna, this is it. It's right. We're going to Maine." And we came. Today, we have 2 businesses located in a lovely 90,000 square foot building in Auburn, Maine. The original filtration business is owned by our son, Alan, and is known as UF Strainwright. They are manufacturers of filtration products which filter paint, water, chemicals, and oils. The other company is PacGen, a packaging company for the removal of hazardous and non-hazardous waste materials, and is owned by our son, John Lapoint. Together, they employ more than 100 Mainers. They have not stopped there. Alan is president of the Manufacturers Association of Maine, and John recently purchased 40 acres of land in Auburn to expand his business. Often people would refer to John as a self-made man. His reply was always the same: "No, I'm not. All my life, there were people who believed in me and were there to help me when I needed it, just as your professors and families have been there for each of you." John always had a can-do attitude, and I believe his single greatest gift was his capacity to give unconditionally to others. John died 26 years ago this month, and today I know how proud he would be of all of you and your accomplishments. We both would encourage you to, one, never give up, keep pursuing your dreams, never accept it can't be done, and always give back to society whenever and whatever you can. You have my family's deepest respect and admiration for all your accomplishments. Congratulations. You truly are the best.
Janna, thank you so much for the story, for the support, and for the encouragement that you give to these and so many other students. Now, the reason that we're here this afternoon, our honorees. Normally, we present each student with a plaque, a medallion, a letter of congratulations, of course, and oh yeah, that check. But because we're meeting virtually, we've already sent those materials to the students. So let's ask the college's deans to tell us about each one of these remarkable students. We're going to begin with Tiffany Bentley, Dean of Students at Southern Maine Community College.
Good afternoon, everybody. In spring of 2020, this year's Student of the Year enrolled in the SMCC Emerging Leaders Program, and SMCC has not been the same since. She embraced the skills and values taught in the program and stepped up to fill the gaps when COVID-19 impacted PTK. It turns out that she is particularly gifted in recruiting students to participate, even in our all-virtual environment. And she was able to increase participation in PTK by 3 times. From her vantage point as the new PTK president, she saw that there was a need in the Student Senate Executive Board. She ran and was elected Public Relations Director for the Student Senate. In this role, she has been heavily involved with SMCC's virtual programming efforts throughout the pandemic and has assisted many students in creating their own clubs or recreating them in the virtual environment. She has truly been the glue holding SMCC's 2 biggest student organizations together. One of Andrea's particular gifts is empowering other students to step up. In the fall, she spearheaded a food drive to restock SMCC's food pantry, the Captain's Cupboard, while simultaneously leading PTK in planning a mentorship program for students from the refugee community and raising awareness and funds for Obsidian House. These efforts culminated in PTK achieving 5-star status, the highest honor a chapter can receive, and 4 regional awards. 2nd place for Distinguished Chapter Member, 3rd place for Distinguished Theme Awards, Honors in Action, the Paragon Award, and 1st place for Distinguished College Project. No sooner had PTK been recognized for their college project than she was planning the next college project, a campus cleanup program to coincide with Earth Day. Beyond SMCC, she was elected to regional office as the New England Vice President of Membership for Phi Theta Kappa and represents Southern Maine Community College and the Maine Community College system throughout the region. And of course, she did it all while maintaining a 3.93 GPA. We cannot possibly thank her enough for all that she has done in spite of all of this year's adversity. And so it is with great pleasure that I present this year's SMCC Student of the Year Award to Andrea Atkinson.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and put my ribbon on. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for that really beautiful introduction. I really appreciate that. And I'd like to first thank my parents for always believing in me and encouraging me. I love you. And to my extended family for always helping to shape my values and my worldview. My partner, Dylan, for being supportive of me, growing and changing over the years, and for growing with me. Also for stepping up and being my production manager and speech coach recently. 3 of my dearest friends for lifting me up when I need it and for always being there to celebrate my successes with me. Heather, Whitley, and Alicia. To all of my teachers, but especially Virginia Rose and Hillary Irons for helping me to reignite my love for art. And 3 of my advisors who have been an amazing support system to me, Jason, Tori, and Herb. And my 2 regional coordinators with PTK, Thayer and Michelle, for broadening my horizons. And to all of the active members in Alpha Chi Nu, our chapter of PTK, for stepping up and making a difference with me. And to my fellow senators for navigating a difficult year with me and making the journey worthwhile. And of course, to all of the SMCC community for being a community worth serving. Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Next, we'll hear from Brian Doerr, Vice President for Academic and Student Services at Eastern Maine Community College.
Thank you, President Dagler, and thank you to everyone that is on the call today, and congratulations to all of the awardees for this amazing honor. So I want to talk a little bit about Jennifer May Hodgins, and she is our Eastern Maine Community College Student of the Year. And I got a chance to see her just over the weekend. President Larson and I and a number of others were there welcoming folks on Saturday. And because our commencement is going to be virtual, like many folks, giving them the materials and their gowns and their caps. And Jen came in and she drove up in her car, and it was very well decorated. And you know, her mom was with her and had a wonderful proud mom mask on. And it was just such a joyous moment and such a great chance for us to recognize the accomplishments of this amazing young woman. Jen has a very strong work ethic, and she has a clear passion for learning. And that's reflected that she's mapped out a plan already to further her education, to continue on a research focus and be a leader in her field of psychology. She's such a kind young woman, and she's grown a great deal during her time here at Eastern Maine Community College. She's shown a willingness to look within and to grow as a person, and she's advocated on behalf of many students here, connecting them with resources and other helpful staff members. And I think especially during this pandemic and through this time of virtual learning, she has extended herself to get more students involved in college-centered activities and classes. The challenges that come with stepping into a leadership role like hers have not been a roadblock for her, but more of a call to action. As you know, Jen is the president of Phi Theta Kappa here at Eastern Maine Community College. It's our 2-year honor society, as well as the president of our student senate. And she encourages inclusiveness there. She's welcoming. She embodies the characteristics of a student of the year. During this past year, Jen has worked closely with the PTK advisors to budget for virtual conferencing and leadership badging for all PTK members. She's stepped up and she's created a psychology club that's affiliated with other college campuses in the area. And she now has members from across the system that have joined in. Her willingness to rise to any challenge to create a better space for students is something to be celebrated and applauded. And when she's not busy running 3 organizations, she's also tutoring through our Student Success Center, engaging with virtual events. She's serving on committees like the College Senate and the COVID-19 Response and Planning Committee, where her voice has been a critical part of some of our discussions about how to move forward with bringing people back to campus safely and ensuring that we're able to be accessible for our students. She's really distinguished herself here on this campus as a dedicated student leader, and she's made a reputation for herself as an advocate for others. So it is with my absolute pleasure that I announce again, Jennifer May Hodgins, Eastern Maine Community College's Student of the Year. Jen, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, thank you so much. And it's awesome that you mentioned my card, because I wouldn't have a card if it wasn't for wonderful scholarships such as this. So I'm very grateful for that as well. when I started, my goal was just to be able to graduate, and in hopes that I would be able to someday pay back those student loans. I've been on disability for some time now, but I worked closely with vocational rehabilitation, TRIO, Maine Educational Opportunity Center, FSET, the entire EMCC community, friends, and family, to all who I'm very grateful for. I've also found that having scholarships like this have allowed me to be equipped with the extra needs that I have in order for me to be successful with my unique circumstances as a neurodivergent individual. So thank you everyone so much. And I just want to congratulate all of the other recipients as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Next, we'll hear from Karen Normandin, the Dean of Students at Kennebec Valley Community College.
Thank you, President Dagler. I am pleased to honor Adrian Hoyt as our choice of Student of the Year. In his nomination of Adrian, Mike Tardif, English faculty and honors program coordinator, wrote, "From a quantitative perspective, Adrian's excellence in the classroom is obvious. A 4.0 GPA through 52 credits in courses ranging from creative writing to statistics to environmental science. However, it's the qualitative perspective on Adrian's academics that really tell the whole story. Adrian makes every classroom he walks into better for everyone. He is quick to support other students, to share his own knowledge, which is vast, and his perspective, and to push conversations further. In every sense of the word, Adrian is an intellectual force. He is as gifted a writer as I can remember, and that includes my time at four-year public and private schools. His command of language and research skills is impressive for any writer. Even his informal reading responses are publishable. Adrian's curiosity is equally unique. In fact, he enrolled in a 4-credit elementary German class at Colby College just to scratch his intellectual itch. I can attest to the intensity and pace of this class. It wasn't easy, but in classic Adrian fashion, he not only made it through, he excelled. I know few students with the courage to walk into a classroom at a highly selective liberal arts college in the first place. I know even fewer who would do so in a subject matter with which they have little familiarity. Mark Cavanaugh, chair of the social science department, came to know Adrian in 3 classes: sociology, psychology, and political science. Adrian is a true intellect, a lifelong learner, an academic and artistic scholar with a keen understanding of what can be accomplished through the art of storytelling. Mark began his story by telling me that he was certain he had learned more from Adrian than Adrian had learned from him. He talked about the hate speech room Adrian had created as a means of raising awareness about hate speech. He continued to describe an honors assignment which requires students to develop and execute independent learning projects. In this work, Adrian introduced the book Nation by Terry Pratchett, an honors book in the 2009 Michael L. Prins Award for Excellence in Young Adult Literature. Adrian created the curriculum for a read share to be used in psychology, sociology, and abnormal psychology. He created the activities, the discussion questions, meeting all the learning outcomes in each course. This read share was implemented in 3 classes during the next semester. Mark's hope is to publish this project in the teaching of psychology as a resource to be used nationwide. Adrian constantly challenged his faculty and the students in his classes to think outside the box, think creatively, delve deeper into the issues that merely scratch the surface. Adrian stands before you as a second-year student in the liberal arts program, a soon-to-be college graduate of the class of 2021. As the student speaker at commencement, Adrian references the imposter syndrome, which he defines as the feeling that our successes are luck or just a fluke. I personally have 2 bad mental habits. First, he said, when I encounter a situation where my knowledge or skills prove insufficient, I am immediately certain that I am a complete failure. It's all or nothing. And second, if I'm good at something, I assume that it must not really have been that difficult and therefore nothing to be particularly proud of. Adrian provided some insight into the lack of confidence he experienced growing up. His first encounter with a structured classroom was coming to KB when at the age of 30, Adrian made the decision to try on college. It was clear that in the beginning, Adrian did not see himself in the same manner that others did. A member and vice president of KVCC's Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, a Coca-Cola scholar, the past president of the Student Senate, Adrian also worked to provide students with on their academic journeys. On campus, he provided quality academic writing support to students. He provided academic support for English language learners, assisted with the creation of the Learning Commons online when the pandemic sent us home, used his graphic design skills to create instructional video that helped students register for classes, seek help, and navigate their college experience. Provided leadership for the Pride Alliance, advocating for greater awareness of LGBTQ issues. And during this current semester, he enrolled at Eastern Maine Community College to pursue a course in computer programming to complete his degree. On behalf of the KVCC community, I wish to extend our warmest congratulations to the students from each college receiving this honor. And to Adrian. Adrian, you are a remarkable individual, an inspiration to all who encounter you. We are honored to have been a part of your journey. We wish you the very best at the University of Rochester, or perhaps the University of Maine, as you begin to pursue your next goal in UX design, working to enhance user web and app experiences. We have no doubt that you will go on to accomplish great things and leave your mark in this world. Congratulations and best wishes, Adrian.
Thank you. It's impossible to overstate how impactful my time at KVCC has been. I barely even recognized the person that I was before I came here. I had so much anxiety and self-doubt, but the support and encouragement I received from everyone at KVCC, especially Mike Tardif, Carrie Hall, Mark Cavanaugh, Christy Johnson, and Janie Doerr, they all helped to make that lifelong anxiety gradually melt away until it was almost entirely gone. I never could have envisioned eventually being named the KV Student of the Year, or that this fall I would be, in fact, yes, actually transferring to the University of Rochester in upstate New York to major in digital media studies. The last couple of years have been literally transformative. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who made this possible, to my mom, my therapist, Alex Patel, the KV staff and faculty, my classmates, the students I had the honor to tutor, and especially the Lapoint family for creating the scholarship. I'm incredibly honored and eternally grateful.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Next, we're going to hear from Danielle Belanger Everett, the director of the Student Success Commons at York County Community College. Danielle?
Thank you so much, President Degler. And I'm thrilled to be here to speak about the YCCC Student of the Year, Darcy Lentz. The year was 2009. After years of tormenting and bullying by classmates in high school that led to severe depression and anxiety, Darcy and her family decided they had had enough. Finding it impossible to learn in that type of environment and feeling completely disconnected from her studies, Darcy and her family decided that their only option was to end her high school experience. After some time away, Darcy decided it was once again time to focus on education and graduated successfully with her GED. A position in her father's small business ended in 2018 as business had slowed, prompting her to be laid off. Feeling lost and facing a fork in the road, Darcy knew she wanted to run a small business of her own and decided it was time to get back to college to learn the necessary skills to do just that. Darcy learned about YCCC when she was researching affordable college options in the state of Maine. And even though she knew YC was over an hour away from her home in Steep Falls, the small campus, class sizes, and personal attention were especially important to her because of her overwhelmingly negative experience in high school. She visited with the YC admissions staff and found everyone to be so helpful and friendly. She remembers thinking, I'm not going to struggle here. There's so much help available for me. They all want me to succeed. She enrolled in the spring of 2019 and has never looked back. Currently, Darcy is a business administration major with a 3.5 GPA and will graduate in December of 2021 after taking her 2 remaining classes for her degree this coming fall. Coming to college in her late 20s, Darcy is appreciating her educational experience much more so than if she had entered right after receiving her GED. She knows how important it is to work hard, and she appreciates the investment she has made in herself and her education. She marvels at the way her confidence grew the very first week she walked through the doors. Taking courses at YC has helped her realize so much about herself, including how smart she really is, something she never ever felt in high school. Her education at YC has also shown her that she is capable with hard work and determination to do whatever she sets her mind to. In fact, she feels so strongly about the value of education that she serves as an amazing math tutor in the Student Success Commons for the past 18 months. She tries to help other students understand that it's okay to ask for help and that they too can succeed in hard classes like math. Her dedication to and passion for helping students understand math is truly extraordinary. She deeply comprehends the value and importance of partnering with students to help them realize that they can be successful at math too, and math doesn't have to be scary. Darcy is compassionate, kind, thoughtful, and possesses a tremendous work ethic. When we were in person, I always loved hearing Darcy tutor. She is truly an encourager, but don't just take my word for it. What have students said about Darcy? Let's see. One student said, Darcy was so wonderful. She even helped me make a plan to get back on track when I've fallen behind. Another student commented, Darcy was incredible. She was always willing to help and go through the steps to make sure that I would understand. And lastly, one other student said, another super helpful session with Darcy. She makes things so easy to understand. I don't know where I would be without her this semester. Darcy is also creative and took the initiative on several occasions to develop workshops that she knew would help students have stronger skills, such as her How to Ace an Online Math Quiz or her CIS 115 Bootcamp workshop. She is passionate about helping students not only just pass math, but to really succeed in math. She is convinced there's no need for any student to struggle. Darcy told me, this school has changed my life. The amount of support that the school offers is incredible. Everyone cares. I just wanted to make sure that I could give back too. Darcy has been working 3 jobs while putting herself through college at YCCC. One as a math tutor at the Student Success Commons, one as a groomer, and one at a kennel. Her long-term goal is to own a kennel and grooming business of her own. I am so grateful that YCCC gets one more semester to have Darcy as a tutor at our Student Success Commons. On behalf of everyone at YCCC, congratulations, Darcy. We are so very proud of you.
There. Thank you, Danielle. I would first like to start off with a huge thank you. Sorry, I'm a terrible public speaker. A huge thank you to the Maine Community College System, the Board of Trustees, and the Lapoint family for hosting and creating this amazing and honorable event. I would also like to thank Danielle for not only introducing me for being such an amazing powerhouse. Sorry, I'm gonna cry. I would also like to thank Danielle for not only introducing me, but for being an amazing powerhouse for YCCC. Danielle, you are such an amazing advocate for every student who is lucky enough to cross your path. You speak for the unspoken every single day, and for that, I admire you. I would like to thank Jill Smith as she saw something in me and helped me begin to soar at YCCC. I want to thank my parents for constantly supporting and loving me, Mom, you are the reason I hold confidence. And Dad, you are the reason I am strong. I would like to thank my sisters for being my greatest role models and always pushing me forward. I want to thank my friends and family who support every part of my life. I would like to thank my Student Success Commons family. Finally, I want to thank York County Community College for giving someone like me, who never thought college was possible, a platform to succeed. I can't give this college enough thanks and gratitude. I never thought in a million years I would be in college, never mind recognized as the Student of the Year. This school allowed me to heal old wounds, open up my heart, and learn things about myself I never thought existed. This school let me reclaim my education. It gave me the opportunity to succeed, and it gave me a second chance to be who I always wanted to be. Thank you.
Darcy, let me just say you're a heartfelt public speaker. Thank you for that. Next, we'll hear from Bill Eagler. Now, we want the focus of today to be on Caleb and the Student of the Year success, but I do want folks here to know that Bill, after 40 years, is retiring from the Northern Maine Community College, and we'll miss you at this event and others like it, and want to thank you for your years of service.
Great. Well, thank you, President Degler. I appreciate that very much. And on behalf of Northern Maine Community College, I'd really like to say congratulations to all of the students of the year. You know, when I think of legacy admissions, I conjure up a vision of so-called elite, highly selective institutions opening up a door through their invisible border wars and allowing one of their own children in while simultaneously barring others access. That, however, is not the case at this or any other community college. Legacies at community colleges come to an institution because of the positive impact the institution has made on a candidate's parent, grandparent, sibling, or other important figure they are familiar with. In fact, most of the time, our admissions departments don't even know the candidate is a legacy, which was the case with our Student of the Year. Our Student of the Year, Caleb Mcmatus, is driven to succeed, is dedicated to self-improvement, exemplifies all of the positive attributes one wants in a college student, and has a desire to share his passion for learning and literature as an English teacher. Caleb's pathway to NMCC was a bit circuitous. Although he was born in Aroostook County, he graduated from high school in La Jolla Community College in Avondale, Arizona, took dual enrollment classes from Estrella Mountain Community College while he was also in high school. But when his family came back east to New Brunswick, Canada, Caleb also returned to Maine. Once here, he decided to follow in the footsteps of his father, his aunt, and grandfather, and he too came to and began the pursuit of his goal of becoming an English teacher at Northern Maine Community College. Throughout his time at NM, Caleb has not only excelled academically, he has worked as a tutor in the college's Academic Success Center, has been a founding member of the college's esports team, is a member of the campus chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, and also works in a local department store. When I said he excelled academically, I might have understated things. Caleb has earned a perfect 4.0 GPA. In the nomination for this honor, one of his instructors said, and I quote, "Caleb is probably the most talented English student I have ever had in my career. His critical thinking and writing abilities are beyond anything I've seen at this level. He has unlimited academic potential." So please join me in congratulating another successful legacy, NMCC's 2021 Student of the Year, Caleb Mcmatus. Caleb.
A tremendous thank you, first of all, to both Dean Egler, the staff of NMCC, and everyone for choosing me for this prestigious award. It quite literally came out of nowhere. It was one of those things that just kind of hits you right in the dark. But I'm very honored that I was chosen, and it came as a little bit of a shock first coming to college. Like Dean Egler had said, it's a family choice. Most of my family had come to NM, and I knew I wanted to get a start. So coming onto campus was kind of different for me. I came from a big high school in Arizona, but being on campus was not something that I looked forward to. It actually made me really anxious. I was this small person on such a big campus and didn't know how I'd make it. But the extraordinary staff and faculty here and the people who have helped me along the way have always been there when I needed them. A special thank you to Jen Graham, Eric Pelkey, and Dave Raymond. They have helped me extremely in more ways than I could count. Whether it was in English or ethics or history, they've given me those bases that I needed to continue. And I really couldn't have made it without their support, talking to them in the good times and in the bad times when things didn't go so well. I'd also like to thank my parents. They've been my biggest supporters, helping me, at a moment's notice. Even though they're in Canada, I still keep regular contact with them over Facebook and Messenger. And I'd also like to thank my aunt and uncle, Josh and Andrea Alley. They've been my second parents, and I wouldn't have been able to plow through all of these different events if they hadn't been there to help. It's just been a tremendous experience. Different people and varieties of people, whether it was in esports with gaming or whether it was in the Academic Success Center, all of these individuals have been unique in their assistance to me, and I thank them wholeheartedly. Thank you for this honor once again, and I thank you all for the help you've given me along the way.
Thank you, Caleb. Those are important remarks. We'll now hear from Nick Hamill, Dean of Students at Central Maine Community College.
Thank you, President Daigle. Good morning, everyone. Central Maine Community College's 2021 Student of the Year is Sarah Pierce. When asked how she came to study network security and computer forensics at CM, she shared a story of when she was in middle school. Back then, she was introduced to a computer software known as DOS. Yes, the black screen with a flashing green cursor software that our future generations will only learn about in history books. This was her catalyst. She was hooked, and yes, Sarah Pierce is a computer geek. Let's fast forward a little. Sarah returned to Maine with her daughter 16 years ago. She worked several non-IT related jobs and eventually got involved in software testing. This reminded Sarah of her lifelong interest in computers and software. In a bold move, Sarah decided to leave her job and enrolled at CM in network security and computer forensics. Then the unthinkable happened. In a freak accident, Sarah injured her hand severely. So badly, in fact, that a full recovery was not a sure thing and would take several months at best. Put yourself in Sarah's shoes for a moment. Having taken a huge leap in pursuit of a new career, computer classes starting in just a few weeks, and injuring the one part of the body that is essential for computer work, her hand. Sarah did not panic. She simply adapted. With only a few weeks until her IT courses were to begin, and with her characteristic can-do attitude, Sarah took the setback in stride and changed her enrollment plan from network security and computer forensics to business administration and management. She did not want to lose momentum. She was committed to her career change. Sarah graduated with high honors in business administration and management in December of 2019, and her hand fully recovered. She then decided to re-enroll in network security and computer forensics. Today, Sarah is the Vice President of Student Senate and President of the Gender Equity Club. As a student employee in IT, she is often seen around campus helping with various technology needs. She has also led the charge in developing weekly challenges that help students connect with one another on Mustang Mobile, CM's mobile app. Now, graduating with a network security computer forensics degree, Sarah's career ambition is in the developing field of digital forensic investigations in accidents. Think investigating the data recorded during an accident as software takes over controls of all aspects of transportation, like autonomous cars, airplanes, trains, you name it. Someday, Sarah would love to work in digital forensics investigations for the National Transportation Safety Board, or the NTSB. We have been fortunate and quite honestly spoiled to have Sarah at CM. Now we have to share. Sarah's next step is a full-time IT position at York County Community College, which I just learned she started last week. In fact, in her first week, she found herself representing YC in a system-wide cybersecurity meeting among IT deans and directors from the 6 other community colleges. YC is getting one of CM's finest, and she will be an asset to your community as she is to ours. We will miss you, Sarah, and for what it's worth, I think you deserve a raise. Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you. Right now it's a contract position, so I'll take a permanent position, but we're good. I would like to thank my family, my friends, that includes my CM family and friends as well. Pretty much everyone at the Student Services Office, the CPT program, and Ms. Barbara Barth, the academic advisor for the Gender Equity Club, and everyone who nominated and selected me. Thank you. I'd also like to thank my daughter, who is actually finishing up her 3rd year at UMaine Farmington in psychology. I just keep being the awesome daughter that you are. Thank you. And lastly, I'd like to thank the Lapoint family for this honor and the program itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sarah. One final presentation from Tyler Stolt, the Dean of Students at Washington County Community College. Tyler.
Thank you, President Dagler. It is my honor here as a new Dean of Students at one of the fine institutions of the Maine Community College system to introduce Jessica Stevens. Jessica Stevens is our Student of the Year at Washington County Community College. She joined the college in the Human Services program as a non-traditional student in 2018. During her time here at WCCC, she has shown tremendous work ethic and resiliency. She has used her life experiences as a lens to think critically in the classroom and outside of the classroom and to help others. Jessica has persevered throughout her time here at WC and has always stayed motivated while attending courses, even during extremely tough life events. Jessica truly displays grit and the ability to manage adversity. Jessica is a leader both inside and outside of the classroom, despite having a hectic work schedule. She works at a local pharmacy and has been an essential worker throughout the entire COVID-19 pandemic. In the classroom, Jessica showcases a comprehensive and critical understanding of course material, and she is quick to step up and help those in need. During her time as a human services student at WC, she has maintained a 4.0 GPA. In addition to being such an outstanding student in the classroom, Jessica also is engaged with her local community. She has been engaged through a community fundraiser with the Wesley Foundation, and overall is an exceptional person, student, and community member. As I've only been here a short time, it is just very apparent to me that Jessica has had an extremely positive impact on the WCCC community. And I can tell you that she has been a huge part of campus. All of us at WCCC are proud of her accomplishments and know that she will have a bright future in the field of human services as she moves on to attain advanced degrees in counseling, mental health, and human services. Congratulations from all of us here at WCCC, Jessica Stevens.
Hi, I want to say thank you to the Lapointe family for the opportunity and for everyone at WCCC that nominated me for this. I know everybody's mentioned thanking the faculty and the staff, and when it comes to academics, that's usually expected. In my case, the staff at WCCC has just gone above and beyond. When I started my college career, I got through a semester and I actually lost my youngest son on my birthday 3 days after courses started. So I ended up dropping out for that semester, and I actually had former teachers messaging me through email to check on me, to make sure I was okay, to see if there's anything they could do, and to try to make things as easy as possible when I came back. So I came back, and in the time between I came back and now, which is about probably a year, I've lost my grandmother, gone through a divorce, and lost my boyfriend in a house fire. So it's kind of been one thing after the other. I want to give a big shout out to my advisor, Liz. Her and I have worked together a lot, and she's helped me through this whole thing. And it's definitely made me realize I want to go into a career of counseling. I want to be able to help other people go through the things, you know, that I've gone through and come out on the other side in a positive light. I want to touch a little bit on, you know, they were talking about outside of the community, things that we do. So the Wesley Foundation that Tyler had mentioned, I'm currently doing a fundraiser for. They support all of the kids' activities, so baseball, soccer, all of that stuff in our community. So I'm currently doing a fundraiser for them since they were unable to hold most of their fundraisers because of COVID. And actually some of the money from the scholarship that I got is going to be used to go towards that. So the money is going back into a great cause. On top of all that, I want to thank my friends and my family and all of the staff at my work for giving me time off to get through all of this. And congratulations to all of the other recipients. You know, we've all worked hard and all done a great job.
Jessica, wow. You're going to be a great support system. Thank you so much. And congratulations to all of you. As you can see, these are truly amazing students. Andrea, Jennifer, Adrian, Darcy, Caleb, Sarah, and Jessica. We're so grateful to work alongside you. And I hope you realize how important you are to your community college and to your entire community. We've all been marked and changed by this pandemic. We've been through it together, and we are bonded by that shared experience. We'll always be here for you, to help support you, to cheer for you in future endeavors. Before you leave, I do want to give one special thank you to the many people at each of the community colleges who have supported these students. You've heard their stories. You understand how important that community support is. Our colleges are filled with dedicated people who believe in the students. Some are often unsung heroes, and I just want to make sure we acknowledge them today. We want to know everyone in this community is appreciated and supported. Our colleges, at our colleges, students get a chance to forge strong ties to our faculty and staff. You've heard that. It creates the community we value so highly. We know our students are supported by so many people in their journey. Thank you to all the friends and family who are watching and who have also supported these students. Now, thank you for joining us. And again, congratulations to the 2021 Students of the Year.